Now, as you can see, we have non-farm on the USD at 8:30 on Friday. Let's go into the charts. So here we are on the weekly chart of the NASDAQ. See where I have this red line delineated at what is it? 14,578.75. That's going to be my ultimate target for the week. The reason is because you can see that we have 1, 2, 3, 4 lows looking like retail support. Now, anytime you see these equal lows or relatively equal lows and it's looking like retail support, and you combine that with it's a non-farm payroll week, what they're trying to do is they're trying to build in sentiment that this is the low of this week. And if it was, I would be very surprised. But anyways, I would say you can count on that being ran. Pretty sure on that. Let's go down to the daily. So here's another thing. On the weekly, we're pretty overextended. We've had 5 weeks of down close candles. So 5 weeks of downward momentum. So we're pretty overextended. And we're coming right down to this low that I actually wanted to see taken out last week. We didn't get that. But it makes sense because, like I said, they're pricing this in to make it look like support. So last week they brought it all the way down to this low and then yanked it higher to do what? They ran out these two equal highs and this high right back into a fair value gap, making this look like support, like a good area to buy. And then they run up here and they take out the stops on buy side before moving lower again. And then they've done it again. So that's 3 touches down to this level. And, excuse me. So they're really trying to build in sentiment that this is support. And there's going to be a bunch of stop losses below this low, and this low over here. So if you can imagine that everybody's long right here, so they bought because they seen this rejection. That's what retail teaches us, to see this as a rejection, that wick. There are stop losses all below this low right here. And there have been since back here. And everybody's probably long on this. I would almost guarantee that the sentiment is long on the NASDAQ. We're creating this fair value gap. I don't know if the day is going to close like this. It could trade sideways because yesterday, you can see yesterday's candle was a big down day, which admittedly was a little bit unexpected to me to the 4-hour. Yeah, so you can see we've taken out buy side right here. Come back out, taking this high right back into a big fair value gap. And then we dropped lower. And then you can see this low comes in at 14,589.25. And this low comes in at 14,587.25. So this low is just a little bit higher than this low. It failed to run these stops after coming all the way down here. This is why non-farm, the whole week of non-farm, is really hard to trade. But you can see on the 4-hour chart that we have this fair value gap created here. And that's what we're trading into now. So it is now 7:58 New York time before the 9:30 open. So this is probably going to be the Judas swing of the day. We're probably going to trade higher and then reject the fair value gap and go lower. Now that's just, probability wise. The market could do whatever the hell it wants to do, especially on a non-farm payroll week. One of the things about non-farm payroll is the breakers and order blocks And, you know, many of these PD arrays, they're not as clean. They don't react like you would expect them to. They're not, you know, to the point precision. Um, it's manipulation. That's why I would say, stay out of this. Um, you don't want to be involved in weeks like this. You would rather just, sit on the sidelines. Let's see here on the hourly chart. We had these relatively equal highs right here. We've taken those out. Excuse me, that's my alarm. So we've taken these equal highs out, and then we still have this high up here resting inside of this fair value gap. Now, I would like to see price come up and take out this high right here, trade into this fair value gap, and I have a daily order block annotated here at 14,824.75. I would like to see price get back up to this level before going lower. Now, we could be so heavy that we don't get all the way up to that level. We could just take out these highs and then, consolidate in here until 9:30 and then just move lower. But yeah, that's what I would like to see for the NASDAQ, is for this red line right here. You can see I have draw on sell side liquidity marked at 14,578.75. And you can see how we've just missed that low. Just come so close to taking it out, and we still haven't taken it out. So anyways, let's go on to the ES. This is a weekly chart on the ES. This is my ultimate draw, and the reason is because we've already taken out this low this week, which we did not do last week. We didn't take out that low. Now we've taken out that low, and we're coming on to this low right here on this candle. And these two lows right here are so close together that I would say if we're going to take out this low, we're probably going to take out this low. The reason I don't have this one annotated is because it may be asking too much for the market to come all the way down to here for this week. Now, I think that's where we're going, more than likely. But as far as this week on the ES, I would just like to see this low taken out. That doesn't mean I'm trading it, though, and I don't think you should either. And as you can see, we've had 5 weeks of downward momentum. So let's go down to the daily. But anyway, you can see that we're creating a fair value gap in between these two daily candles, just like on the NASDAQ. See how far away from that low are we? 4,186, and we're at 4,273. So we're roughly around 100 handles away from that low. Go down to the 4-hour. Yes, so we're trading into this 1 hour. So it's a 1 hour fair value gap right here that I've annotated. It's really close to the 4-hour, but we're already inside of it, so it doesn't really matter now. And also, you'll notice I have the new week opening gap annotated up here. We could come all the way back up to that new week opening gap before moving lower. I don't want to see that, but we could do it. See on the 1 hour. Yeah, so you can see the 1 hour fair value gap in the order block annotated here. The draw down here, let's see, 15-minute. So here's another thing. You can see on the 15-minute chart that these 4 consecutive candles, these green candles, the up candles before the down move, all of those make up one order block, because 4 15-minute candles create 1 hourly candle, right? So this is your order block. It's not this candle. It doesn't mean that price can't come up that far. It just means that this is what I would use as the order block, the bottom of the body. Okay, our fair value gap. I want to see this high taken out, probably this high taken out, and we'll see what happens from there. 5-minute. Let's see. Yeah, this high and possibly up into here. See how far is the draw. We're at 42.73 currently, and aiming for 4186. So roughly 100 handles. But yeah, I think that's going to be it. That's just my daily / weekly bias. Thank you for watching. And anyways, have a great week.